Jagat bene. So Jolene Smith da shujine. Na kene enslento the Bethlehem bashishtin. Todich ini da shichedo. Izatlana da shinale. Di kut era stanshle. I'll say in English. My name is Jolene Smith. I'm of the Mexican clan and born for the Black Sheep clan. My maternal clan are the Bitterwater people, and my paternal clan are the Mini-Goats people. This is who I am as a Dene woman. The unit I will be sharing is a curriculum I created in 2018 with Brigitte Peucker. Her seminar unit was Adaptation, Literature, Film, and Society. And the unit I created is Adapting Culture from Book to Film. And the literature I used is Laughing Boy, which is a 6th grade book. And the movie was an old 1932 black and white film, which was created that attempt or tried to merge with the literature. Back then, Eli was in 6th grade, and the reason I taught that unit during that time was because we were informed to teach a reading program. And when they told us to teach that reading program, and there was no book provided for that structured reading program, and we had to get online for that program, and then the website wasn't available. So the 5th grade teachers were panicking, said, what are we going to teach? What are we going to teach? They want us to use this program. Then I said, well, just teach one of the Yale units. That's what I'm going to do. So, so I pull out my unit that I just worked on, and I said, well, this is what I'm going to do, teach my Yale unit. So what I did with the curriculum unit was I did a lot of extensive compare and contrast of that unit because I wanted my students to look at more the culture piece of the unit. And I wanted them to analyze the movie and the literature and look at the vocabulary words because in the book was written way back then in 1930s, and the Navajo words that were written in the literature books were different with the Navajo words we use today, because back then the Navajo language wasn't written yet, mainly with the churches that wrote the Navajo language. So I think the real exposure that came out was when we had the Navajo code talkers come in and translate some of the words in Navajo. And then from there, I really analyzed the movie, and I looked at and I asked the students why the movie and the books were not comparable, and I had to explain time with movie and budget with movie, and show them that part, explain that part to them. And then we even went in depth of how the movie was made with the lighting, and back then they used the real landscape and scenery of the events they wanted to interpret with the literature. And so I went on and explained those parts within the unit. And the student really enjoyed the unit because I showed the movie, and then we would stop the movie and then explain this part. We'd talk about the film parts of it, and then the vocabulary, and then the culture piece, and then the language that goes in the book with our language today. So I really dissect that movie. And just one day, while I was teaching the unit, Eli comes to me after class and goes, can I take that book home and read it? I didn't question him. I said, good, someone really wants to read a book. So I said, yeah, take the book and read it. So he took it home for the weekend, and then a couple of days later, he brings it back. He goes, I'm done reading it. I thought, wow, you read the whole book? He goes, yeah. And I go, what do you think about the book? He goes, oh, I like the character. I like Laughing Boy. I go, why? He goes, because he raised horses. He takes care of horses, and I do that too. He just stated that. And then he goes, but I don't like Lily. He goes, I thought, why? Because he didn't treat her right. He goes, so that really struck me, and then So when the opportunity to come bring a student, I thought of him. I thought he would be an excellent example of how he really, wanted to learn the unit and know more about it, and that he made connections to it. So I'd like to bring up Ely Whiterock.
Hi. Yata Shay Ely J. Whiterock in Shek Islan and Nishlin Do Ashin Bushes Chin. Tani Tashe Do Taban Tashanale. I will introduce myself in English. My name is Ely Whiterock. I am of the Minigoats clan and born for the Salt clan. My maternal clan is Folding Arms people and my paternal clan is Edge of the Water. This is who I am as a Dene. I like to ride bulls, saddle bronc, and bareback riding, and a whole lot of team roping. This is why I like the lessons Miss Smith taught me about the literature Laughing Boy. I really enjoyed the book because I made connections with the main character. I understood his way of life and caring and raising horses, and I do the same thing, raise and care for horses. The Yale curriculum unit Ms. Smith taught me was different from other curriculum units because she had us compare the book to an old black and white movie. The usual curriculums are lesson by lesson and page by page. The movie and literature I enjoyed was the Navajo songs, the dances, and especially the horse races. Ms. Smith showed great interest in teaching the lessons. We did comparisons of the characters in the book and in the movie. We would watch the movie over and over because she wanted me to look at the movie as an expert in looking at the different parts of the scene. And even the lighting and how the background scenery attempts to show the scene from parts of the book. She would play a scene, then stop and discuss the part, then do it again and again to make sure we understood it. What made this curriculum so effective is how my culture and language were analyzed and how it is important to understand our perspective. How the author interprets his point of view in his writing, which some parts I did not agree because in my culture some of the events were not how we do them. What was different about the unit was singing the horse song. I like the song because I enjoy being around horses. I like to ride horses. I feed and care for them too. Now I will sing a short horse song. Wayana, eight nayo. Wayana, eight nayo. Slinkslige, shahalo doles. Slinksleto, sla. Shehalo doles, slinksligen, sla shehalo doles. Ak oijina nishka doles. Wayana, eight nayo. Wayana, eight nayo. Wayana, eight nayo. Wayana, eight nayo. Akore means thank you.